always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Keep my head up when I act.
Welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to do this beautiful colorful makeup look. So I'm going to use the Lakme Blur Perfect Primer just to blur out my skin and smooth everything out, because I'll be kind of painting my whole face with different kind of colors. So yeah, then I'll be doing my eyebrows with the Music Flower gel eyeliner in the shade brown, and I did that off camera. And I'll be using the Miss Claire Full Coverage Makeup Concealer in the shade 5 medium, and I'll be cleaning up my brows with that, and also priming my eyelids. So I thought of doing this makeup look as I wanted to do a lot of use a lot of fun colors. So I'll be using the Beauty Glazed Color Studio eyeshadow palette and picking the dark blue shade from the palette. I am going to put that on my crease and a little bit above the crease with the help of a petite crease brush, and I'm kind of blending it out. Then I'll be using this lighter green shade to blend out the deeper blue. So again, I'm using the same brush, but then I'll be using a clean blending brush to just blend out everything. Then I'm just taking more of that blue and just packing the color on, and then I'll take a little bit more of the green and I'm just gonna blend it out again. So I am just building and blending it out as per my necessity. Then I'm using the same Miss Claire concealer and I'm just cutting my crease. I really enjoyed doing this eye look. Like, I just loved how it turned out to be, and I'm thinking of doing more such fun looks. Then I'll be using this yellow shade from the palette on a flat shader brush, and I'll be putting applying that yellow kind of shade in the inner corner of my cut crease. Then I'll be using this orange shade from the palette. This is a beautiful orange shade, and then I'll be applying the orange shade after the yellow one and kind of blend it with the yellow. Then I'll be using the dark pink shade from the same palette, and then simultaneously I'll be using the red shade from the palette, the deeper red from the palette. I'm kind of making a gradient of the colors, so I'll be applying that, and I'm just blending all the colors so that they just look like a gradient and just not look like stark lines. Then I'll be using the Stay Quirky liquid liner. This is in the shade Badass White, and I'll be just applying that liner on my cut crease. Like, you have to be very precise. If it gets thick, there's no way your eye look is going to look good. So you have to be really precise with that. This will just define my cut crease a lot more. Then I'll be using the Music Flowers black gel eyeliner, and I'll be creating a nice wing. Then I'll be using the same Miss Claire's Full Coverage Concealer all over my face. This is in the shade 5 medium. So I thought of using this as a base, as this was a little bit lighter for my skin tone, and after blending it out, it's a little bit sticky, so it will just help all the colors to stick nicely to my face. Then I'll be using the Wet n Wild eyeshadow in the shade Panther, which is a black eyeshadow basically, and I'll use the same petite crease brush, and I am applying the black on the perimeters of my forehead first. Then I'll be using this dark purple shade from Beauty Glazed Color Studio palette and apply that below the black and kind of blend it in with the black. Then I'll be using this lighter blue shade. Okay, first I'll be using the darker blue shade, and I am gonna mix it with the purple shade. and applying that all over my forehead. Then after that, I'll be using the lighter blue shade from the palette and apply that on the centers of my forehead and also take it to the sides. I'm just kind of blending everything in. Then I'll be using the lighter green shade and I'll be applying that under my eyes and just below the blue color and just blend it in with everything. Then I'll be using the same yellow shade, like the yellow shade from the palette, and just apply that below the green and just blend it with everything. Then I'll be using the orange shade from the same palette and I'll be applying that after the yellow and just blend it out. I just wanted a very smooth gradient of every color. Then I'll be using the dark pink shade and apply that below the orange shade. This look kind of took me an hour to do. I think that was a little bit quick. And then I'll be using the deeper red shade from the palette, which I used on my eyes, and just applied that. I really enjoyed doing this makeup look. Like, this was just so fun. I loved doing this. And then I'll be taking the Stay Quirky eyeliner in the shade Badass White again, and I'll just be carving out a moon all over my, like, on my forehead, and just fill in with the white shade. Then using a blending brush, I am going to take a little bit of the darker blue shade and I'm just going to fade away one side of the moon. So I'm taking the black, the purple and the darker blue and I'm just kind of blending it in. So then I'll be using the white liner again to create some stars, some like, you know, falling stars. And then I'll be using a black gel liner and I'm just carving out a sun on this portion. So this is kind of a day and night look, so I did like this. So I'm just you know, drawing the rays of the sun, so it just looks more good and more like a sun basically. So then I'll be using the yellow shade from the palette again, and I am applying that beneath the sun to give it a little bit of more definition. So I'm just applying that. You can see after applying the yellow shade beneath the black line, I just got a little bit more definition to the sun. Then I'll be using the white liner to draw clouds in my daytime area. Then after that I'll use the black gel liner again on a liner brush, and I'm just carving out small little birds all over my, like, over my face. Then I'll be using this Faces Canada's black eye pencil and I'll be applying that on my lower lash line, and I'll be also applying that on my lips as a lipstick. Then I'll be using the Swiss Beauty's liquid glitter eyeshadow in the shade 06 and just apply that on my lips. I wanted a glittery lips for this look, so I used this. And it turned out to be a very nice metallic shade. Then I'll be using the Maybelline Falsies Push-Up Drama Mascara and just curl my lashes. Then I'll be applying the PAC M73 lashes. Then I'll be using the Makeup Revolution XO highlighter palette and use this purple reflexive kind of highlighter. I'll be applying that on my cheekbones, on the bridge of my nose, on the point of my nose, my cupid's bow, my brow bone, and also on my inner corner, also in my inner corners. Then I'll be using the Savannah Colors palette and use the silver shade, and I'll just apply that on my inner corners to highlight it a little bit more. I just wanted a little bit glitter to this look. Then I'll be using this orange and golden shade from the palette. So first I'll just take that golden shade of glitter from the Swiss Beauty palette. By the way, the Swiss Beauty palette is in the shade 02. So I'll be applying the golden shade first on the periphery of the sun, and then I'll be applying the orange shade. I'm not packing on too much glitter. I just wanted a little bit of glitter here and there. And then I'll be applying the silver shade again from the palette and just pack it on the moon. So this is my completed look. I hope you guys will